Started a few minutes late here. We got a pretty short agenda today. We're going to start off with the work session. We have Chief Chris Ellis with the Fairhope Volunteer Fire Department is going to talk to us about some training.
Good afternoon. Let's see. Good afternoon, Council.
Good afternoon.
Just wanted to let you know if tomorrow evening, if you get a call about some fire trucks being downtown, we are going to be training at the parking garage. And this is something we haven't done in several years, and so with our training center being gone at this point, we're coming up with different ideas on what we can do around town, and we figured it was time to do another drill at the parking garage. It's been probably 7 or 8 years since we've actually done one there. We will not be blocking the alleyway like we had talked about before, and we will not be flowing any water or anything, but we are going to be pulling hose lines and just making sure that we're prepared if there ever is a fire at the parking garage. So just wanted to let you all know in case anybody did call and was wondering what was going on.
Question, Council?
No, I think it's excellent.
I think we're good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it very much. Okay, committee updates. Corey?
Yeah, I don't have any updates.
Okay. Jay?
Yeah, we're just another piece of information on historic preservation. We're still exchanging emails last week with Mayor and Chris about still trying to get our language right for the to qualify for the CLG status. And again, I think that's going to have to come back to you guys at some point, but we're just still making sure that that's all the way it needs to be, so we can get it resent, resubmitted, and hopefully get that hurdle cleared.
Is that it?
That's all I got.
Councilman Boone? No report. Okay, let's see. I think all my committee meetings will be starting tomorrow night. There is for the Women's Race Classic coming up. That will be a little bit later in June. I think, we were invited to the banquet with the pilots and all. What's the date of that, Mayor? Do you know that off the top of your head?
This weekend.
June 20 something?
Saturday night, I believe. Saturday.
Is it this Saturday? Okay. You guys should have all
First, maybe, no.
got an invitation. Pardon that?
20.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Department heads, I know that we like to hear updates, but I would just ask you to keep your comments tonight to your agenda items, if you will. So if you want to share your agenda items, you'll come to the podium and go through those with us, please.
Good evening, Council. I am here to discuss agenda item number 6 and then number 7. Number 6 is the city's annual resurfacing contract. We did receive 4 responded bids. We have, for the 3rd year in a row, a different contractor won the low bid and really got good pricing on this. And we are asking to award the bid to HCL Contracting LLC and the amount of $533,114.43. Budget was $500,000. Pricing was so good, Treasurer identified additional funds available in the Rebuild Alabama Gas Tax, so that will also include a transfer of $33,114.43 to balance the books. And I'll be glad to answer any questions. You'll see in your packet the list of roads, probably the one that George is most excited. We are doing a pretty major paving in Rock Creek, South Boulevard, the entirety of it, which is over half a mile length. So that's, we have not done a lot of paving. We did a little bit of small roads and a little bit on the main road last year, but it is getting that age where resurfacing is going to be a bigger part of our program in Rock Creek. And I'll be glad to answer any questions on that.
Questions, Council?
It's pretty simple.
Number 7 is very straightforward, and I do have some exciting news to share, which you'll see at the next meeting. This is the approval of the contract with Neil Schaefer to provide the CE&I for our TAP project, which is sidewalks on Fairwood Boulevard and Blue Island. As you recall, this is a MPO project. They reimburse 80% of this cost as part of the grant that we received. And of course, this is a kind of complex process where AlDOT it has to be a pre-approved engineer with AlDOT. They review the mandate estimate and approve that, so that's where that price came from. In 2 weeks, you will see the bid opening to award for the sidewalks, and I will tell you, we came in way under budget on it. It was $1 million budget, and the low bid opened in the mid-600s, so we're excited about that. And I'll be glad to answer any questions on number 7.
Thank you.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Council, we have it's not a public hearing tonight, so item number 5 is just a resolution to accept the improvements in Harvest Green East Phase 2. There's nothing really special about that. That does meet all our requirements. Final plat has been approved and inspected. This would begin the 2-year maintenance period. Just a quick update. As you probably know, the signal has been installed at that intersection within this subdivision. I think this week we've got the Rockwell just to the south of there on Rockwell Boulevard, and a new signal will be activated this week. So any questions on either of those, I'll be happy to answer those.
Questions, council?
No, sir.
Thank you.
Hunter?
Good evening. I have agenda item number 8, which is the approval of labor and materials for Stewart Marine. This is the seawall that is just to the north of the working waterfront project. That they had to penetrate a small corner of it, and the seawall is in pretty bad shape on the far north end, so I asked to go outside the project and have a separate project to try to put the seawall back and kind of make everything look finished and complete up there. We were able to find some money left over in the Parks Department for a bridge that we were putting over Cowpen Creek, and we're doing a transfer over for a project. If y'all have any questions about that, I'll be glad to answer.
Anybody have any problem with that? It's unbudgeted item.
Number 9, Long's Human Resources, the laboring company that we're using to fill our entry-level positions in landscaping and streets and construction. We have been extremely successful with that and have enough employees that we're already out of money that we moved over from salaries in there. So we're asking to move money from salaries over to temp labor services to cover that. It's basically like a transfer of funds. You get the same money for the same results, just moving it from one account to the other. And if y'all have any questions for that.
Questions, council?
Yes, so George, we're just moving, do we know where we're putting these? We're just hiring more employees? Do we have a particular, is it Public Works or?
It's not necessarily hiring more employees. The number of employees that we have, the salaries are taking up the money that we already moved over to cover them. I think we started off with 50,000, then we bumped it up to 75, and now I think we have 4 in landscaping and 1 in streets and construction, and their salaries combined has moved through the amount of money that we moved over.
So we've exceeded the
cover.
$75,000. We just need to transfer more from salaries into this contract amount to cover those employees we already have.
That's
For
what
the
I'm,
remain- for the
that's what I'm.
remainder of the year.
That's what I'm trying to clear
Yeah.
up.
We're
Okay,
not
very
hiring
good.
more, yeah.
Okay, that's what I wanted to, okay. Very
Sorry
good.
if I did a bad job of explaining.
No, I mean, I just wanted to make sure everybody was clear, including myself. Yeah, thanks, George.
You're welcome. And then agenda item number 12 is very simple. It's our surplus for Gov Deals. If y'all have any questions about that.
Let's see.
What number was that, George?
Number 12.
12, okay.
Some nice Tahoes going up on the block. Okay. Any questions for George?
All right, thank you.
Thank you, George.
Council, I have item number 10, which is the program we discussed at the last work session for the dangerous and unsafe structures, engaging Hand Arundel to help us with that process and handle the legal notifications and tracking of that. So don't know if you have any questions or not. Good.
I mean, it's under the limit for anything that we need to approve on the spending, so I do appreciate y'all bringing it, but I didn't see the amount, but do we need to have a not to exceed on that?
It's going to be dependent on what we have, because, you know, the costs that are associated with this, they have the setup cost, which I think is what the notice of engagement
Yeah, that's what
is
I was talking
for.
about, setup cost.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
setup
I realize
cost.
they don't do all
Yeah.
of it for free.
Correct. The engagement letter. Yep.
Okay. Any questions for Eric?
No.
I think item 13, Mayor, you can handle that, or I can handle that. That Energy Southeast, if that looks unfamiliar, that's the new name for AMEA, and we've asked them for community development grants in the past, and this is something that we've been getting for years. So the one change to that would be a request. You should have some information on a mural for the tunnel that goes from the north side to the south side, or vice versa, south side to the north side of the Flying Creek Nature Preserve. I believe that we will be, we're going to be asked to walk that on. Do we want to walk that on to expend those funds as well?
It's part of that resolution.
It is
Tony?
part of it.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, it says that. I didn't read the second half. Okay. All right. Mayor, do you have your, did you get your answer on which one you want to do, or do we have to vote on that?
So just general consensus. I did not put the artwork as part of the public package because it is proprietary for the artist.
I got
But we did consensus through city staff, and I know Council President Burrell looked at it. We did, the one that we've chosen is starred. As long as y'all are okay with that, then that's what we'll move forward on. The only thing that probably a little change that I would make is ask the artist to add Flying Creek Nature Preserve to that. Somewhere, just put the name of the park there on that. But that's what the general consensus is, and that's what the staff chose, and myself and Council President Burrell.
Okay, all right. Excellent, thank you. Okay, you want to cover item 14 as well? And I know that I want to make a few comments about that, and Kevin, you might wish to, since you.
I'd be
you and I said we-
happy to cover it.
Yeah.
So this is a request. We've talked about this internally for a little bit, is when we rededicate the working waterfront, is to name the Rose Garden and Fountain for former Mayor Tim Cant. Most of you know that, Tim's claim to fame, I guess, is the beautification of Fairhope and the work that he's put into making Fairhope the beautiful place it is through landscape. And the Rose Garden, obviously, he wasn't the one that was solely responsible for building the fountain in the Rose Garden, but certainly something he tended to, he babied, he loved, and I just think it's a great way to honor him, is to be able to name that fountain and Rose Garden for him. So I appreciate y'all considering that. And again, I think it speaks to his legacy of the beautification of Fairhope.
I just want to add to that, Mayor, not only his legacy to the beautification, but his long tenure as city horticulturist. Am I correct that he's probably was the first city horticulturist and started that tradition in Fairhope, and his 16 years as mayor, whether you agree or disagree with politics, I mean, he was a very long-standing mayor, and he that championed the beautification of the city. Also, in those regards, I think that is he the second longest serving mayor behind Mayor Nix? I believe he's the second longest serving.
I don't know. I mean, Mayor Nick served for 28 years, so could be,
Yeah,
but
Tim's 16 was, I don't know that there was anybody between 16 and 28.
But he had a 40-year career with the city between Public Works Director and Mayor. So, I mean, that's a lot of service to our city. And again, just the contributions he made to make Fairhope the beautiful community is today and the place that people really want to visit, which is great.
Okay, and then I'll back up to 11, because that one's a little kind of out there somewhere. The city of Fairhope authorizes the mayor to select a professional consulting service. I think you'd briefly spoken to me about that, Jay. You want to expand on that?
Yeah, just to, we've gotten some data recently, had presentations from each of our principals, we just want to get an idea of where the money's going, what's out there, to make sure that we have ample status and what's going on.
So you were just talking about in related to those presentations, those principals were making on the school system and who's being served and stuff like that. I mean, it's serving, we know they're serving everybody, right? Serving all the kids in the city, right?
That is correct.
All right, let's see. I believe that's it. Clerk, we don't have anything to walk on, do we?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, we are, let's see, is Pastor Davy here? Oh, he's here. Okay. Counsel, do you have any other comments? I told you we were going to move through this pretty swiftly tonight. We're trying to make up for that 6.5-hour meeting we had a couple of meetings ago. So let me go ahead and adjourn the work session.